Ladies and gentlemen, Packers faithful, and all you NFL diehards tuning in from the frozen tundra to the sunny shores of California. Welcome back to the hottest spot for Green Bay Packers news. I'm your host, the voice that's been screaming, "Go Pack Go," since the days of Reggie White terrorizing quarterbacks. And today, oh boy, do we have a story that's got Lambeau Field buzzing louder than a tailgate party before the Bears game. Picture this, a superstar edge rusher, fresh off a blockbuster trade, rewriting the script on one of the league's most storied franchises. Is this the move that catapults the Green Bay Packers back to Super Bowl glory? Buckle up, because we're diving deep into the Micah Parsons saga, Matt LaFleur's fiery call-out on those phantom holds, and why this defense could be the stuff of Lombardi legends. If you're a cheesehead, hit that like button right now. Let's roll.
All right, let's kick things off with the main event, the headline that's dominating every sports podcast from Milwaukee to Manhattan. Just days ago, after a gritty 27-20 win over the Cincinnati Bengals at Lambeau, where Jordan Love slung it for 285 yards and 2 touchdowns, Packers head coach Matt LaFleur didn't hold back in his post-game presser. We're talking about Micah Parsons, the former Penn State phenomenon, 3-time All-Pro, who the Packers snagged in that jaw-dropping August trade from the Dallas Cowboys. For those just joining us, quick recap. Green Bay shipped out 2 first-round picks and Pro Bowl DT Kenny Clark to land this beast, and Parsons inked a 4-year, $188 million extension that makes him the highest-paid non-quarterback in NFL history. That's $47 million a year to disrupt dreams. But here's the rub. Through 5 games in green and gold, Parsons has only notched 2.5 sacks. Sounds solid, right? Wrong. LaFleur lit up the refs like a 4th of July fireworks show over Lake Michigan, calling out what he dubbed egregious non-calls on holds against a star pass rusher. Look, opponents are game planning around Micah like he's a boogeyman, and I get it, he's unblockable, LaFleur said, his voice rising with that signature intensity. But when they're yanking his jersey into the next zip code and the flags stay in the ref's pockets, that's not football, that's frustration city. We've seen 3 blatant ones just last Sunday that could have flipped the script on a Bengals drive. It's got to be called both ways, or we're talking about fairness in this league. Hold on, it gets even juicier. This isn't just coach speak venting after a close one. It's a symptom of how the NFL is evolving. Folks, Parsons at 6'3" and 250 pounds of pure explosion isn't your grandpa's defensive end. He's a hybrid monster, rushing the passer one snap, dropping into coverage the next, forcing quarterbacks like Joe Burrow to sweat bullets before the ball even snaps. In that Bengals tilt, he logged a season-high 89% of defensive snaps, tallying 4 tackles, a forced fumble that Jaden Reed scooped for a momentum-shifting return, and pressures on 40% of dropbacks. But yeah, those holds? Videos circulating on X, formerly Twitter, show offensive linemen treating Parsons like a piñata at a kid's birthday party, and not a single whistle. LaFleur's point? It's robbing not just sacks, but the psychological edge that turns a good defense into a great one. And trust me, with the Packers sitting at 4-1 atop the NFC North, every edge counts. Now, let's zoom out and break this down like we're in a film room with defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley. Because if you're a hardcore fan, you know that's where the magic happens. The Packers D in 2025 is a force of nature, ranking 5th in the league at 280.2 yards allowed per game and 10th in points surrendered at 20.4. That's a far cry from the leaky units of the early Aaron Rodgers era. When we leak 25 plus a game and fans will be chanting for heads at halftime. Parsons is the X factor here. The guy opponents double team and chip with tight ends just to survive the snap count. Tactically, Hafley's scheme, aggressive blitz packages mixed with simulated pressures, plays right into Parsons' wheelhouse. Remember Reggie White? The minister of mayhem with his 68.5 sacks in Green Bay? Parsons is channeling that spirit, but with modern twists. His 18 multi-sack games in 4 seasons are second only to White's 23 in their first 4 years. Yet those non-calls? They're inflating opponents' completion rates by 8% when Parsons rushes, per advanced metrics from Next Gen Stats. LaFleur's tweaking the rotations, more inside moves for Parsons to exploit overmatched guards, and it's paying off against the Lions in Week 1. He debuted with a sack that had the Lambeau faithful erupting like it was the Ice Bowl all over again. But injuries? Knock on wood. Rashawn Gary's been nursing a minor hammy. But with Parsons healthy, this front four could rival the '96 Super Bowl squad that steamrolled the Patriots. Speaking of history, oh man, let's take a quick trip down memory lane, because you can't talk Packers defense without tipping the hat to the ghost of Lambeau. Founded in 1919 by the legendary Curly Lambeau. Yeah, the guy whose name graces the field. Green Bay's hauled in 13 championships, more than any franchise. The Vince Lombardi era? Pure poetry. 5 titles in 7 years, including Ice Bowl immortality in '67, when Bart Starr's quarterback sneak and minus 46-win chill froze the Cowboys' souls. Fast forward to the Brett Favre gunslinging days, then Roger precision artistry, and now Jordan Love's stepping into those massive shoes with poise that'll make Holmgren proud. But the defense? It's been the unsung hero. In 2024, Hafley's crew jumped to 4th in EPA per play, bucking the regression curse that sinks most units. This year, with Parsons, they're on pace for 45 sacks as a team, up from 38 last season, and their red zone stops are elite, holding foes to field goals 65% of the time. Compare that to rivals. The Bears, our eternal punching bag, are dead last in NFC North DVOA at 28th overall. The Lions? Solid, but their secondary is giving up 7.2 yards per pass. Easy picking for Love's deep balls to Christian Watson, who's clocked 4.35 speed and already has 3 50-yarders. And the Vikings? McCarthy's got them scheming, but without Parsons-level disruption, they're middling at 22nd in points allowed. And come playoffs, this D holds a contender to under 17 points in the divisional round. Super Bowl? Why not? Pair Love's arm with Parsons' chaos, and we're talking confetti in February. Tie it to pop culture. Parsons is a Thanos of the NFC North, snapping away rivals' hopes. With the world buzzing about that new Squid Game season drop, our boys are the real survivalists, outlasting, out-hitting, out-winning